Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Alright, I'm just like basically, this is another, it's like quick lesson. You know, it was something I was, it's like meditating on, like at work and all that, maybe like for a couple of days. Alright, because, you know, as far as like, you know, these heathen nations, you know, just like places that are like tourist attractions, just different countries. You know, as far as like people that like to travel and shit like that. You know, and then from being addicted to those like top 10 like channels and shit like that. Sometimes they'll have a special. On like top 10 things like they talk about like different customs, right? That different nations, whether they're like heathens or not, like have different customs that you have to abide by. When you're in their country, right, and things like that. And it's like that's why I'm gonna call this for the spirit. Like camp is our country basically. All right, because like heathens and 2/3, like heathens and Israelites alike. When they're in our presence, spiritually, they're in the land of Israel, like when it's being like ruled righteously. Right, because when we go out there, we talk about like the laws being upheld. What's righteous, and what's wicked. Or and as far as we don't have Isaiah 10:1. We don't have that type of like jurisdiction where we can like act out on any type of those like infractions and things like that. Shit like everything from people taking pictures, people are coming up and acting a fool basically. you know They're part of that tribulation is that like there isn't really anything we can do about it right then and there. But spiritually, through the scriptures, that's where we're still executing like the judgment spiritually that we would be able to do in our own land and under our own rulership. So when we're holding camp, you know you know us and the people that come up are they're in our country, so they have to abide by our customs basically. Just on a spiritual sense. Because like these top tens, for as far like Ammon, there's a lot of specials on what to do and what not to do in Japan. I read an article about what to do and what not to do in Russia. All right, and then there was that case of that one Jake that got beaten to death in Greece, a couple months back. And I believe this guy named O'Shea Duke Jackson, just breaking it down because I think he's like a Jake. More than likely he's Judah. All right, but he was just like breaking it down as far as like because he lives in Poland, in Edomite country. All right, and basically he's like breaking it down, like the do's and don'ts. All right, certain places that cater to you and certain places that don't within that country. Certain streets you shouldn't walk down, certain things you shouldn't say and do. Or but we're a nation of people with our land like as well. And so obviously we have our own customs, do's and don'ts. All right, that and spiritually, the people that come up, this is kind of like a continuation of or like when you come up to our camp, how you're expected to like conduct yourself and things like that. And it's like different from what you're allowed to do, right? As far as Esau's kingdom, and like the things that are and are not tolerated. All right, so this is St. Luke. All right, 17 and 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation. Or he was just like spiritually like breaking it down. All right, because you know, like the chariots are gonna return. All right, Yahushua is gonna return like physically. All right, but you know, spiritually, you know that tabernacle has already been established spiritually. You know, we are Yasharel. We are the New Jerusalem. All right, you know, and you know when we're especially at camp, you know, upholding like all the laws, prophecies, and things like that, our heritage. All right, you know, we even have our like ancient attire on, you know, with the fringes and all that. Or you know, spiritually, like when you're in our presence, you know, you're in the you're basically like in like you know how it was, you know, in the ancient world. Or you know, just on spirit, it's just not the kingdom hasn't been like established, you know, like physically yet. All right, verse 21. Neither shall they say, Lo here, or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. All right, so you know, just like all these camps, or you know those of us that are of the elect, the 144,000, the 1/3, or you know they're already in, you know, spiritually they're in that governing seat, and we're doing, you know, we're executing judgment, you know, just like we would, you know, in our own land, in our own country, or you know, so you know spiritually it is like that, or you know, and it even goes to they, especially like in places like Russia, there you know these articles were talking about, you know, even because they have a very like austere like heritage. All right, but you know, like sometimes there's certain things like you gotta like let slide, or sometimes you gotta keep a low profile. You know, even when someone starts shit with you or whatever. You know, that's kind of like that. All right, because you know, depending on, you know, some of the Akims like spirits, you know, just they're more than likely to like call someone out if they see someone like doing something like wicked. All right, and you know it might cause like problems or whatever, but the fact is, you know, right, they're still executing judgment according to the scriptures. All right, you know, you just got to take it basically. All right, because you're you know, spiritually you're in our country. All right, so all right, back to the all right, Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High. All right, because you know it even talks about in Acts, right, this isn't a church like built with hands, or you know this isn't like carnally, it's not, you know, it's not a building, you know, it's not a country or anything, but it's spiritually it is. So you know, there's a certain way, or you need to or conduct ourselves because you know we have a different culture, or and that's what we're pushing, you know, and this you know, to the like to the Americanized, the Hellenized of our people, or you know, that's something you need to keep in mind. All right, when you when you roll up on, you know, any camp basically. All right, and then you decide to like do something you know, as far as wickedness according to the scriptures, you know, the things that we all agree upon and all that. All right, but this is another main reason. All right, you got to be careful as far as like how you conduct yourself. All right, keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. All right, so well, it's just something, you know, it's just something, you know, just keep that as, you know, a debriefing, or and this could even go to like you know, like the heathen and all that, and like those of you are that think you can come up talking shit. All right, all right, being Jimmy from the fucking Daily Planet with all your fucking pictures and shit. You know, that doesn't fly. Alright, so you know, you just gotta you know, everyone's gotta alright, because you know, you heathen, you're looking at your future rulers basically. You know, the scripture said that you know, they're already gonna get it in. So you're putting yourself on the radar and making it worse for yourself basically, you know, when the kingdom's gonna be established. And we have that authority. You know, but with that, you know, that's just some, you know, it's like a meditation, you know, food for thought. So it's gonna, all right, keep it at, you know, shalom.